Wait a minute. It's dammit. Okay. Somebody's out there. Hey, are you nor'easterners over there? You New England states enjoying all the Canada smog? Anyways, I'll bet probably not. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. Somebody's out there. There wasn't much going on last night. Well, a couple of people went live, didn't they? Yeah, they did. Yes, they did. They always do go live. Oh, anyways. Here we go. Here we go. What is happening with Stabby? What are you doing, Stabby? What's going on? Hey, is it true? Are the rumors true? Did you abduct 420 Moon and dismember her somewhere? Well, I got hell from Willie for saying that. Where's 420? Where is Moon? We're going to resolve this thing once and for all. Where is 420? 420. I made my point with her. I don't think she liked it, though. Do you? Probably not. I didn't do a damn thing to 420. I remember 420 when she first started coming around the bend. She started, oh, you're not talking? Oh, no. We have ways of making you talk. We have ways, I tell you. Well, my thing with her is she's trying to rewrite history based off of what guys like Bedtime Clown have thrown out there on a pitchfork and not shown any receipts for. And it's all this shit that he talks about. It's been debunked years ago, and he brings it up like it's front page headline news. And I'm like, you keep going with that one. I mean, obviously you got nothing new to go with, so let's do it. What the hell? Let's talk about 2022 and 3 and 4. What the hell? Oh, I swear to God, these people. That's when you know they've got nothing to go with, when they just keep regurgitating the same stupid shit over and over and over, and then they sit there and they try to call you out, you and me out, the rest of us. All Abe does is talk about the past, and then they're sitting there talking about shit that went on 4 years ago that didn't exactly happen the way they present it, and they damn well know it. I guess if it's said on YouTube, it must be true, and then they sit there and demand receipts. That's the thing that gets me about these people. They sit there and demand receipts for you to debunk their fucking lies. Don't swear on my channel. Anyway, what is going on out here? Yes, there's lurkers on my channel. I guarantee you that. And they don't say nothing. Like it's like when I was bitching out B1 there, his shining white knight Huckleberry, and the rest of them all flocked over to this guy known as Ed Ramirez or Big Ed's channel. And next to nobody knows about this guy's channel exists, except for a small little handful of Abe haters, and that's about it. It's like, dude, what that Trump said went over there too. What the hell you doing over there? What are you doing over there? Come over here. Y'all ain't blocked on my channel. You're not blocked here. Bird says I'm not blocked on his channel, but even so, if I got in that dude's channel, his mods I would get buried. Somebody blocked me in Morbid X. I'm set back. What is with these people, man? What is with them? They block. So anyways, yeah, I'm making comments and nobody's responding to them. And I go to the channel, come back. Where the hell's my comment? It's gone. Oh shit, I got blocked. Son of a bitch. Don't swear on my channel. So, these people, they act like they're so hard, and it's not Morbid that did it, obviously, it was mods did it. like a bunch of oxymorons. Bunch of oxymorons. Rada Redmond's in the house. Shout! You remember when Rada kept blocking you on Lisa B's? I remember this. And then he was wishing you to get into a serious vehicle accident, crash through the windshield. Remember that? I got that clip still, by the way. I got that clip. That was, oh shit, that was 2 years ago now. But hell, 2 years ago, 20 years ago, 222 years ago, what's the diff? What's the diff? That's all these guys like to talk about is the past. Well, calling out for talking about the past. Because they're talking about the past. Oh my God, you just can't. I can't with these people. Over there in the Lisa B and Black Rose 2184. Oh God. Oh, that one. Oh, jeez. So she was over there on what channel were we on? Before Blues went live. Oh, Nemesis. He fired his channel up again. And he had like he says, oh, I usually don't talk about, but yeah, I talked to him a little bit there. DMs. Shout out to DMs. Check DMs. I can't believe it. I got 20 people at one time watching my live stream. I says, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You had almost 40. I think he topped off at around 36, 37, somewhere in there. Possibly 38. I'm not sure, but he was in the upper. I said, Nemesis. You've been there before, my guy. You've been there before. This is the... People don't give this guy enough credit where credit is due, people. Where credit is due. Nemesis is the only channel in the history of history. And mind you, I've even looked back at channels like the PDF Smells. They went by the PDF Elves. They were like cohorts of We the People Tyrant Wars. And well, all he does is talk about those people. The hell I do. The hell I do. I haven't talked about that channel in forever until people started, or it was Navin Johnson, obviously it's not his real name, starts talking about We the People Tyrant Wars. So guess what we got to talk about? There you go. I give you what you want. I give you people what you want. What more could you possibly ask for from a guy like me? We will rock again with a panel. We will. I am going to do a panel again, but it's going to be at least probably 3 days out. My job has got me all over the map. I'm working all kinds of days, shitty days where it's like back to back. Get 1 day out, work 5 days, get rewarded with 1 day off, and then do it all over again. What the hell? So, anyways, my work has been pimping me out. I mean, that's what we pretty much do on YouTube, isn't it? Now, I want to tell you something else. So, no, Nemesis he at one time had like 60-something people. And he's the one and only channel that I have been able to document that ever had the Tyrant Wars channel and the PDF Elves both in the channel at the same time. And then Huckleberry was in there and the rest of them. Tells you something. Were those two... Is there a little bit of a link between those two channels? Yes, there is. There absolutely is. Some of the same members are of both. Anyways, hello there. I think that's Japanese font there, but cool channel. Welcome. I'm doing great. Now, I'm driving home from work as a school janitor at the post office. Well, Rick Root said so on Nemesis last, so it must be true. It must be true. I'll talk a little bit about that, too. Nemesis used to bring in some big crowds. Yes, he did. On his old channel. And there used to be some real wild panels, like there was last night. There. I'll drop the link to his channel on my tab because he took his channel down, he hit it, and then he brought it back to life again. Just a short time later, but so if you're not sub to it, you might want to. There's some action that goes on there when he kicks it. There's a little bit of action, hit or miss. There's Trunk Monkey in there. The last I talked to you, you were asking me about DMing Psycho Babe's kids or whatnot. What is that? That Flying Monkey's daughter-in-law. That psycho bitch. I don't know anything about her. I don't even know her name. I don't want to know her name. I don't care. I called her out for hiding her channel, Flying Monkey's channel, which is what I believe happened to it, and then uploading a couple of the Friday fuckeries. Don't swear on my channel. Actually, that's the title of the show, on her own channel, and I hate it when people do that. I hate it when people do that, because then you lose the chat replay, the original one, that is. Now, let's talk about Huckleberry for just a minute. Huckleberry, Huckleberry was on ERR Video's channel, okay? Now, she still would drop in there, and I know she's got a mod over there. And that's one you really got to watch out for if you mod her, because she definitely moderates on feelings. You say one comment that's remotely derogatory about her, or any of her besties, which are few and far between, mind you, but you say anything bad about her besties on there, B1, that's a grand slam. That's not even a homer, okay? But you do that, and she will block you on sight. I shit you not. That's what she does. So, long story short, she gets up on ER Videos, and this is a couple of years ago, and he privatized it because she was doxing, she doxed, I don't know how many people, but maybe 3 or 4, I don't know. I don't know the magical number, and it's irrelevant now, but the fact, the means is, she got up there, COVID's got up there, and he owned her, bitch ass. I remember this, and I have the download of it. ER never put it back up. He never put it back up again. But I do remember this very vividly. I was on that panel even before he got on there, and who the hell? She got angry and started doxing like his dad and relative, his family members. This is what she does. People like her too. This is what Black Rose does. Where that's her training. That's her mentor. That is her trainer to learn how to do that. That's what Black Rose was doing to me when she got mad at me. So same damn thing. Well, I don't dox people. The hell you don't. The hell you don't. So, anyways, what else was I going to talk about? Oh, yes. The old lady guy was never a CERT team member or on the the Sheriff's Auxiliary the reserves, all of that. That's all they talk about on Lisa B's anymore. It's just more of the same. This is stuff that was going on just like it was with me, even longer with her, I believe. Well, yes, definitely. And this goes back probably about 5 years ago now. 5 years ago. So they talk about the stuff like it's just fresh off the table, and it is like breaking into evening news story. And like I had said last night, whether you're pro or against someone, if you're going to try to go at them, you're going to try to call them out for stuff. If they have legitimate certificates and credentials and whatever it is that they've got it in, and you come on the internet and you say, no, that you're lying, you don't have it. Rick Crude said so that makes it true. Rick Crude called the police over in Arizona, so they know all about what went on in 1990 with a sheriff's hazmat unit. Which, no, they don't. No, they didn't. I listened to that playback call. That was on News Now Preston's channel. And what I heard out of that officer that was being interviewed, if you want to call it that, I think it was Preston that called him. It wasn't Rick Crude this time. which is probably better off. I mean, don't get me wrong. You don't want Rick Crude. You can hear the way he talks at government officials on the phone and police dispatchers, not to them. But where he's not trying to berate them. You will answer my questions. Well, that didn't work in his favor too well when he called the FBI. I remember when he did that one. He's demanding answers from this FBI phone operator is who he was talking to, and that lady. Hey, Anarchic, she said that lady was not about to have any of his shit. I remember him being told that if you're wanted by us, then we know who you are, we know where you are, and we will come get you. That's what he got told when he demanded answers out of them, whether he was under any sort of criminal federal indictment or investigation or anything like that at all. I'm sure you'd be the first. If the FBI wants you bad enough, they're going to tell you that before they come get you. Yeah, sure. Wait a minute. I thought this guy was attached to all kinds of federal law enforcement agencies. I mean, he should know that, right? He should know that. But the fact being is this, and this was years ago. This was gone over and over and over again. And I have gotten these records myself. And the fact being is that Lady Di 49 really, in fact, does have IFSI certification. It was issued in the year 1994. My memory serves me right. And the copy of the certificate's right on her page, which is identical to the ones I got from the same thing, only that many years later. Well, more than that, actually. So, I mean, whether you can curse her till hell freezes over. That doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that yes, she did. No more different than Flying Monkey, for example. Anybody that came to me and said that, no, there's no way this bitch was any kind of a nurse. And yes, she was. I looked into it, and you can still find it. It's a permanent record that is still there to this day. Yes, she in fact became a LPN, and then no more than a month later, I think it was, or within a couple months or so. It's been a long time since I've seen this, of course. My memory isn't as good as what it once was, or was it really ever? I don't know. It's debatable for some of you, but I sure got through all those FCC radio element tests, which Rick and all them said I didn't have. Passed every one of them, flying colors. I don't know. I'm the one that took them. I am the one that took them, but she became a registered nurse, an RN, which is very true. So, Flying Monkey, as many of you know or would have known her, is definitely was not a fan of me. But once again, I don't sugarcoat shit. That doesn't change the fact that that's a professional license that she actually possessed. No different than Lady Diana having hazardous materials or what is it called? NFPA approved to our Shining White Knight CC Truck 17 out there, who's a PhD paramedic in Indiana, with his Hazmat Tech NFPA 702 or whatever the hell it is certification. Much the same for us. But the thing of it is I got my technician, and so did she, from through OSHA 1910.120. Yes, it's true. There is no standard to become a OSHA hazmat trainer, but it would help to know what you're teaching to a said classroom instruction. If you plan on staying in the business and having a credible reputation and maintaining your ISAT, IASET continuing education unit certification to be able to issue certificates that are eligible for continuing education unit points. That's a mouthful to say. So there's that. I know this is kind of boring for most of you, but it has to be said. See, it has to be said. So it is true that yes, she does in fact have that state certification. Yes, she does, and that qualified her to become a member of the Sheriff's Emergency Response Team, which I've said zillions of times existed from like 1980 to April of 2015. There you go. And I was on that same team. That qualifies her to be on it, yes, and to become, which the standards of training to become a auxiliary deputy, as it's called under the particular Illinois statute, which I can't recite right now, but it's easily looked up on the Illinois compiled statutes. Training is subjective or subject to the sheriff. The only exception to that rule of thumb is firearms certification, which requires a 40-hour firearms certificate at present day. But back in 1990, I don't know what the rules were back then. It might have been the same. It might have been less. I really don't know. Well, no, this is stuff I did. I was on that CERT team too. And people called me a liar and stolen valor and all that bullshit also. So this is much the same for me too. This is just for her or anyone else that was on that team. I could go down a whole roster of people that were on that thing when I was on it. Back in 2007, I started out on it. All right, so people just love to discredit everyone's credentials. Much as Peachy Ryder was a licensed educator, as you were too, I believe, in Arctic Chick. So again, people can hate you both with a passion. They can love, hate, curse you out till the sun rises, till the sun goes down. It doesn't change the fact that that is a real, legitimate certification that you earned and you possess. There you go. Well, Abe never took firearms. Yes, I did take state firearms certification. Yes, I did get licensed in it. Yes, I did. It's a lifelong certificate. Now, that doesn't mean that it's a free-for-all to just carry whenever, I'd want to. It's state regulated. I'd have to go back and requalify in the range and do all that shit all over again. Oh, anyways, what else is going on out there? I was going to talk about, what was I going to talk about? There's different stuff going on. Lord Doc is a channel that seems to be kind of a little hot spot right now for drama. I've missed a lot of it. Quite a bit about it. Where's the spot? What spot? What are you talking about? I have no clue what you're talking about, Stabby. I'm concerned 420 Moon has not popped around in my chat yet. I'm wondering if the rumors are true. If the rumors are true, is this going to be like a Jimmy Hoffa sort of a disappearing act, and the case will run cold and it'll never be solved? I don't know. Stay tuned. So, anyways, in actual, I'm sure 420 is just fine. But man, she just snapped on me. This was like shit. I don't know, not even a month ago. And stay mad, I guess. Stay mad. I don't care. Listen, if anyone knows anything about me, feel free to walk over to that hand grenade with the number 1 stuck to the pin, and just go ahead and grab that number, and then take the grenade with you and go stand in line, back of the line. I mean, that line stretches from here to like California. So, anyways, it's like, dude, I'm well aware that I have a handful, more than a handful, of enemies on here. And, these are people that started their shit with me first, not the other way around. And I abso-freaking-lutely gave it to them right back, and I'll do it again. You know me. I mean, just because people get on the internet and squawk a bunch of shit about somebody else does not make it true. I'm sorry. That goes for everybody on here. And that's the comment that 420 got all bent out of shape with me over. I remember this. I was in Vegas Valley, and Stabby was up there. And she, would you highlight that comment that Abe wrote in there? I said, dude, that comment is for you. It's for me. It's for everybody out here. Okay? Everybody. And just because someone says some dumb shit about you doesn't mean you have to prove it. You don't have to prove anything. I mean, you know, they might try to fudge facts or throw out fake receipts like, oh, well, we got them now. And they find somebody with some, you know, with a similar name that you do, or even a matching name. I mean, does it not dawn anyone of how many hundreds of millions of people live in America? Just take Canada out of the equation. What are the odds that somebody else has your same name or a similar name? I mean, in my hometown, I remember just for fun growing up looking under the white pages in the phone book. And I think there was about 8 or 9 people with my same exact name. Same name. And there was like one in there. I think there was one in there that had my same middle initial, but I'm like, well, there you go. There's another dude with my same name. And I found out one of them only lived about 4 blocks away from me with the same name. Different middle initial, mind you. So that must be me. That must be me too. I'm everybody. I'm everywhere. What the hell? So no, you cannot, I mean, this might come as a shockwave to you guys, but you cannot trademark your name. Why do you think Hollywood stars make these aliases up? Well, one's to protect the real identity if they can, which is like near impossible anymore. But I mean, you know, back then in the old days, I mean, you know, we didn't have internet to look shit up on people, find out. So that's just that. There is just that. Anyways, I can't even recount half of the shit these people said about me. All right? I can't. I just can't. And I love it when people, I mean, that's what 420 Moon tried to pull with me the other day. She's trying to rewrite history. All she's doing is repeating everything guys like BTC have blasted out there, but not shown. Isn't that incredible? I mean, you know, it's connect the dots. Connect the dots. I love people that just squawk at other people with no context. You know what I mean? They just start barking shit at you. It's like you're sitting there going like, and I do not recall you even being there. 420 was not around 4 years ago. Not around this shit. Not around any of this shit. I don't know where she was 4 years ago, and I know her channel was like 2014, or I'm not sure what exactly it was, but I do know that she was not around any of this stuff back then. And she's just repeating shit she heard. So there is that. So it's like, corny! This is a new one. I have not heard this one before. Oh, and I love it when they use sock accounts to do it. That is hilarious. It's, you know, I see them. There's not a channel you can't go on where somebody's not using a sock account to run their mouth about. It's like last night. Okay, last night Rick Crude started his shit up on Nemesis's chat, making disgusting comments. All the trash, fucked up, foul shit he's always said as usual. And I slugged his ass for 5 minutes. Like, fuck you. Take 5, bitch. And he wasn't even going at me. I could care less what he has to say about me. But he made disgusting comments I got a screenshot of against somebody else. I'm like, fuck you, dude. So, I mean, he rage quit the panel after Cap got up there and did his little Ricky impersonation. Now you're going to act big and bad in the chat? I don't think so. Boom. And then Black Rose. We love Black Rose. We can't get enough of her, right? Gets in the chat. I mean, there's. I'm sorry, Exile, but you've met your match. Exile 1 out there, you've met your match. You want to know the ultimate panel killer? It's Black Rose. There's no question. There is no question. Apparently, she went live with Queen Wasp, and I think Queen Wasp taught I mean, Wasp hasn't gone live in a long time, but you can rest assured you got Black Rose up there. You'll have single-digit views the whole time. The whole time. She's got zero personality whatsoever. She's always got some shit to say about somebody else. And she's always in the right. She's never wrong. Never wrong. Anyways, it just like nobody. This is one exception to the cardinal rule that I will say nobody cares. I sure don't care. Do you care? I could care less. So she locked onto you, Stabby, for the longest time, and now she latched onto Lady Diana. Lady Di. It's like, again. This is not like 2021 rewind. It's the same stupid regurgitated shit over and over and over again. It's like the whoever that sock was on what shit on Nemesis. Was this Nemesis? There was some other channel that I was on. Some sock account came in there and started the whole Abe was a fake cop thing all over again. And I'm just, I said, if that's not Rada, it's got to be Prime, or who else could it have been? I don't think it was 420, but you never know. I don't think it was her. That's not her style, but you never know. You just don't ever know. Somebody else I was thinking of, I forgot to mention. But I'm just like, I'm literally just ignoring you. Like, again, you're going to come in here with some rando sock account. Think you're my skin. You better think again. Oh, it could have been Bird. It could have been Bird. I don't know. It's possible. I really don't know. It's possible. It is. These people have made her channel rise by just talking about her every day and day out. That's all they talk about. They replay her channel like mad dogs. Like, hey, have fun. The more power to you. Oh, now I know what I was going to talk about. So yes, in short, I don't have a dog in the fight with this one. With Preston or Lady Di or Lisa B. I'm not involved in that war at all. I'm just simply stating that if you're going to come out here and say that she does not have state credentials, state issued and recognized credentials, then you are wrong. Yes, she does. This has been gone over and over and over again, and she's had that receipt out on her community tab. I put it up in a couple of old videos, 3 years ago, over 2 years ago. So I'm sorry, I call it like it is. Rick Crude, for example, he got firearms certified in Texas to do armed security work. Have I ever said anything different? Otherwise, no. He got his license revoked because the Texas Rangers investigating him, which are part of the Texas Department of Public Safety. And if you look at the illogic of anyone who's on here who said, well, public safety are fake cops, well, then you're calling the Texas State Troopers fake cops. Good luck with their titles are PS. Their nameplates say PSO on them. They say public safety officer. So run up to one of them and tell them they're fake cops, and then just, I don't know, give them a nice, good, strong push and see what happens to you next. You're going to wind up in jail. Oh, fucking stupid, I tell you. So once again, if I don't care who you are, if you've got some licensing or credential or certification, what the fuck ever it is, I will absolutely give credit's due. I was one of the early ones who acknowledged Huckleberry's enlistment document in the Minnesota Army National Guard. She never went in. So she enlisted but never went in. That's what she did. That's what I've said it all along. Why would I? There's no reason to just not tell the truth because you don't like someone. As much of a psycho bitch as she is, once again, that's something she did. That's something she gets credit for doing and not doing, or doing but not doing. There you go. It's that simple. Oh, I swear to God. And Erickson's in the house. What is going on? 420 has a big mouth. I don't know what's going on with her. Maybe we need to get the YouTube pseudo-psychiatrists out here, huh? I mean, hell, Rick Cruden, bedtime clown, who's a welder by trade, diagnosed me with a condition that was fucked up in the head. So there is that one. Let's see here. What else is there? I still have yet to find that in the medical thesaurus or any sort of dictionary. It's medical, anything related, psychology. I don't recollect seeing that term in my glossary pages of intro to psychology. And that was a long time ago, mind you. A long time ago. No, don't be cussing shit words on my damn channel. I'm getting better at this. You guys give me credit where credit's due. Okay? You do. I'm telling you right now. What else is going on? Paulie Crispy ain't going live with his usual suspects. Evil Terry is the next topic of discussion we'll move on to. I watched a little bit of Annie Cruz last night, and there's Terry going at somebody and their kids. Really, Terry? Really? I don't know the full context of this thing, but I'm like, this is the guy who was screaming at all of his old friends on the shit show, and he's doing the same shit that he's calling everybody else out for. And he was doing this almost immediately on his own channel when he had Gas Control Rich on there, calling me a PDF file. That was earlier this year, and he not only did he give the guy a wrench, which I could care less about. The guy, he's got a wrench on my channel, but he actually highlighted his comment on his panel, and I got screenshots of that one, and he called it free speech. So anybody he's dissed on, who for trying to call them out for what the fuck ever, don't swear on my channel, by the way, is you got him dead to rights. You got him dead to rights. So I found something out, and my hunch was right. Zero Infinity Lives in the house. How you doing? Good morning this fine day, sir. It's Monday morning. Is Evil Terry took all of the video content down he did on Save Robbie because Robbie apparently gave him a strike. Oops-a-daisy. Now, remind you think you could teach an old dog new tricks, but this particular one apparently is having a little bit of technical difficulties from the first 2 times that this has happened to him, at least, if not more. I think twice. When May Noodles and Sam Hill, it was May Noodles that struck him twice, and the second strike came through later. And you all know that he went ballistic on COVID's channel, and I clipped that before he made it private. And you're welcome. And there he is having a complete meltdown on that guy's panel with both Sam Hill and May on the panel. And it was actually a second strike that was already waiting to go through. And there was Terry saying, "Oh, well, I don't care if you strike my channel down or not." The hell you don't, Terry. You care about that. He cares more. If he didn't care about that channel, he would not have made all of those live streams that he did on Save Robbie private, or deleted them, or whatever he did with them. See what I'm saying? DMs, check DMs. Everybody check DMs. Well, I can't check DMs right now because I'm on my phone. That's gonna have to wait. Sorry. So the best things in life are worth waiting for. For everything else, It's That Abe. Well, that was my channel name before. I've rebranded this channel a number of times, and I might do it again. What's her name? That Manda they call Mac and Cheese. She used to go by. Didn't she go by It's That or Manda, or It's Manda? Her channel's gone. I don't know what happened to that channel, but that one's gone. So I don't know what happened to her. But anyways, neither here nor there. But yeah, Terry took those videos down, and obviously he does care about his channel. COVID's cherishes his channel, and I don't blame him. He's had that channel since 2010 or 11, I think. Or maybe longer. I think longer than that even. So, when he started getting nailed with strikes by Wild German, which, of course, people are blaming me for striking him down. I don't. Of all the shit that went that COVIDs and Terry and the rest of them pulled with me on his channel back in the heyday, I didn't strike him even once, not even one time. And that guy made a killing off of me when he was monetized on his channel too. So there's that one also. I don't hate COVIDs. I don't hate Terry, but I will call it the way I see it. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. You come in my channel and tell me you don't agree, you will not get blocked. I'm not going to pull a Black Rose or a Huckleberry, or even in this case, a Lisa B on you. I'm not going to kick you off my panel. I'm not going to block you in my chat. If you have an opposite opinion that does not exactly correspond with mine. There you go. I do not roll that way. I don't operate. And if I happen to kick some of my panel, which I've done, I don't like to do, I dread doing, I will tell you that I kicked them off my panel, and I will not don't swear on my channel. I won't screw with their microphone settings. I feel I'm a little more mature than to have to do that kind of shit. That's another place that Black Rose got her training. Lisa's channel, that's because she's got Black Rose. Listen, it's your channel. Those two go back to the Watchdog days. They can have all the fun I am not here to dictate anybody's channels. Lisa B is free to do whatever who am I to tell her what to do with her channel? I just got fed up with it, and she knows it. I even DM'd her. I told her that a while ago, months ago. And I'm like, look, your channel is not for me, unfortunately. You kick me off your panel, and you let Rick and them run their mouths. I can't get a fair shot at it. She makes she does not attempt to cover that up or anything. Makes no beans about it. No fuss. Felicia B will flat out tell you if I get on her panel, she's constantly gonna keep kicking me off, and I'm like, I'm just done with it. It's game over for me. If you're gonna keep yanking my wrench so people can fuck with me or chat, that's fine. That's you do you. But I'm done with it. The same thing I told the same reason I was done with COVID's channel. The same shit was going on there. I got tired of the shenanigans, and I said, hasta la bye. See you later, bye. I'm gone. Have fun. Your channel, your show, you do it how you see fit. There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's. Just don't expect me to partake, because I'm not going to. Bygones be bygones, I guess. But anyways, it's like these people that act like they're so hard on the internet, and the first thing they do is they block you. They block you. What I mean is so they can't see you. Or they might block you from the channel altogether. Hell, I don't know. That's why Blame Katie made Lucineer69 her first top mod, so he could block me while she and people that used to get up on her panel and run their mouths about me and all but call me a PDF file, that is to say, could just sit there and do it without interference, free from me. Does this not sound familiar to you guys, what she did to 007? Does it not? It does to me. That's what she did to him. And I'll tell you, when she got that RO against him, that restraining order, I wonder if she failed to mention that part to the judge, that is. I wonder if she forgot to mention that. The fact that she sat there and she read a comment of some rando-ass sock account that called him one too, before he got blocked off her channel, just like me. There is that. Hell, I'm blocked on Lisa's channel. Last I knew. And it don't matter if I'm not. And then I get on there. Black Rose will do the shit. Well, just block him, Lisa. Block him. That's what she'd said a couple times ago when I struck a nerve with that bitch. Don't swear on my channel. So yes, she just can't take this shit. You know, there's Silly Wabbit. Him and I have definitely bunted heads. We have gone at it. Yes, we have. But the thing that him and I will agree on is this, at least at this point in time. Black Rose is one of these ones who can dish this shit out, but she cannot take it back. She absolutely cannot take it, return fire, any way, shape, or form. That's why she latched on to people like Rada. That's why she latched on to all my old haters from the very beginning when I ran into this bitch. Don't swear on my channel. In the beginning, back about over 3 years ago, and she blocked me off of Lisa's channel for almost a year. Almost an entire year because she couldn't fucking take it. Don't swear on my channel. You know what I'm saying? You know where I'm going with this? So there you go. Name withheld. Yeah, they played a clip of you, and I thought it was new, and Rebel Connie was just sitting there blowing a log and having a cow on you and Nevaeh. Nevaeh used to be called Aquarium Bitch. Don't swear on my channel. So anyways, that is true, Robert. That is, Lisa's all about the drama. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. She's always been that way. It started out, she started her whole channel out going after Huckleberry, if you recall. And then Black Rose is a figure that came around much later in the game. And we all know the whole story behind that one. But anyways, her Sunshine and Flowers over there on Hux and Black Rose. And I'm the only one, that drove her so nutty, so bonkers off the wall that she felt compelled to use a cheap voice disguiser and get up on the panel. And I found that account. There was another managing mod at the time when Black Rose first come around the band, and they went by Shitstorm, SH*T and then Storm. And I found that channel. I tagged it on my account, and I said, I remember you. I forgot about you now. So whoever was behind that sock account, it could have been Black Rose or Virgo Triad, or I'm not sure. I don't think it was Kimball's. Kimball's was around then. What's going on? There's Wabbit. But I was just talking about how Black Rose is the kind of person that can dish this shit up and cannot take it back. And then she looks for Shining White Knights to go lean on to do all of her dirty work for her, because she just can't go it alone. She's too weak. And then she'll cry that she's a victim if you return fire and go back at her. That's what she does. That's what she does. Yes, Stabby, I would definitely agree with you on that one. I remember when all of that went down. I hadn't talked about it in a long time, and I don't even remember the full story. Maybe you can enlighten us with your words of wisdom, or save it when I do my next panel in about 4 days. But anyways, so yes, I do remember all of that. I'm like, I know of you, Stabby, but I don't know anything about you at all. Not at all. Why would I block? Oh, that's what it was. Why on God's earth would I block you off her channel? I wouldn't even know what account you're on. I do remember this. Yes, I do. I do. Anyways, you just can't make this shit up. You can't. And, you got to get to a point. If you're like me, like a lot of you don't give a flying fuck. Don't swear on my channel. Wait, I'm swearing on my channel, damn it. Just tell myself, D-Johns, I hadn't seen you in a while either. Anyways, so we're all good, man. It's all good in the neighborhood. What was I going to say? So, anyways, these are the ones I can't stand. So the Dragon Classy Diamond, I haven't seen her around a little bit. Yes, she was a friend of Huckleberry's. Yes, End Corner Gaming was rolling with Huck when I first even learned about who he was or anything about this guy at all whatsoever. And that. So, I kind of remember some of this going down. Liliana knew, or was kind of hanging out with M Corner a little bit, I think, at the time. It's a couple of years ago or so. And I'm not here to gatekeep. I just kind of remember this. And that's kind of how I came to know who that guy was. And who's the other guy? There's him, and there's another guy. They call them their moops over there on the two servers that kind of got clogged with a bunch of 90-day wonders, the 90-day fiance people, and I guess some of these people like CC Truck 17, my boy out there, who's got a PhD and is a paramedic from Indiana. Go Hoosiers, by the way. I mean, hell, both my parents are from Indiana, so I'm just saying. I am just saying. Yes, they are too. They sure as shit are. I got family in a lot of places. So, my grandparents are originally from Indiana, then they lived in Florida, and they lived back in Illinois. All over the place. Bubs, oh yes, Bubs Asshole made his, yes, he did. Yes, I have seen Bubs around, and he avoids me like the plague. And I know why, because I gave him shit because he was tag teaming it in chat with Rada when he was up there on Angel Newfound's channel, when he was calling me a stalker of Black Rose. First of all, Black Rose ain't worth a nickel, a dime, to want to go stalk to begin with. I'll put that out. Like Drag Classic Diamond, that one said I was stalking her too because I tagged her in like 3 or 4 fucking don't swear my channel community tabs. That's not stalking somebody. If that was stalking somebody, then you wouldn't be able to tag anybody in your channel to begin with. For fuck's sake, don't swear on my channel. You know where I'm going with that, people? Am I crazy? Am I nuts? Somebody tell me I am wrong. You will not get blocked on my if you will come in my chat right here, right now, and you tell me I'm wrong, you're not going to get blocked. You won't get blocked. It's not going to happen to you. I'm telling you. I want people to get in my channel and have a different angle or viewpoint than I have. Listen, this is called a think tank, I guess. God help us. Discussion. It's a discussion. But I really don't care that Bubs called me a stalker on Angel's channel. Hell, I have been called a lot worse than that, mind you. And so have a lot of you. So have a lot of people were calling me a fucking, don't swear on my channel, PDF file for over 2 years on here. Okay? And then they ran over there to the shit show and all those channels and were screaming to those people that I was one too. They did. Yes, they did. It was like 2 people, Blue Eyes and Rick Crude, and a bunch of rando sock accounts. Shout out to Dirt Guy, by the way. Anyways, my point is, yes, that happened. And people did not go to those degenerates and say, oh, really? Is that true? Do you got some proof to show for that? Instead, they came to me and demanded answers. You want me to prove to you that I'm not a PDF file? Is that it? Okay. Well, y'all know my name by now. You ought to by now. Thanks to a court in Kansas, right? Yes. And that is what's so funny. That is the one thing that Steph talks about all the time with Bird. That's all they talk about. Steph has been involved in how many of these trials as Bird's lead actress? Other than that. So anyways, I guess Bird always wins in his mind. Forget about the fact he lost the RO against Swedish Sugar. But I mean, and there was a video clip from my channel used in that court too. And the other one was a VC. It was only a partial. Bird's over there going, okay, Abe. Okay. Well, I clipped you and I for like 10 seconds in your VC, and I cut it at just the right interval to make it look like you were saying you were a PDF file. When I was sitting in a VC with a bunch of fucking people, don't swear on my channel, that were there to hear me tell the whole story where the big lie began with Rick Crude and Blue Eyes. That's what was going on, Bird, you dumb bitch. And then he's, oh, well, you're talking about Ms. Joe's grandkids. No, I was not talking about Ms. Joe's grandkids. You don't get shit right. That was people that were saying that I was a PDF file that had to do with Lady Di's granddaughter that was never, ever molested in any way, shape, or fucking form. Don't swear on my channel. That's what was going on. So you got to consider that's why that's one of a zillion reasons I call that guy a fake ass pred catcher. The other reason I call him a fake ass pred catcher is this. Don't swear on my channel. Is because he ran his mouth for over a year. Is anybody from the shit show on my channel? Hello, people. Hello. People from the shit show. I get it. I'm not the most popular guy in town in y'all's group. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell y'all something. That is the mofo that was calling all of y'all predators for over a year. He went to channels like Blame Katie, Evil Ghost. Let's just go ahead and forget about the part that they ran a doxing Discord server with their entire bloodlines in it, which, by the way, Jamie the Spit Cup was one of the first ones to highlight and mention to the community on his very own channel like the next day or whatever it was when he was talking about it. He's got a much larger crowd than I do. Much, much larger audience. And Jamie was correct. Jamie was correct. Let's just go ahead and excuse all that and, whatever. I don't care what people do. I'm not saying anything about icing this guy out, even though that's exactly the campaign, the crusade that he was on with me about 3 years ago. Well, it's been over that now. Shit. Like 3.5 years? Listen, people, if I had kids, especially, and I found out that they were in a server like that, and what schools they went to and pictures of them, I'd be a little teed off. Yeah, you might say. You think? All right, so 420 Moon, where is she at? Clip this, bitch. Okay, listen. I don't have a dog in the fight between you or Stabby. Either one of you, okay? Not one of you. Either of the two of you. But you sure started lashing out at me, and then you called out Stabby, saying that she doxed your kids. Okay, you said that, 420 Moon. Yes, you fucking did. Don't swear on my channel. Yes, you did. And then Stabby gets up on Golden Boy Reports, formerly known as Tonic and Sales panel, and gets questioned on that by him. And then she told her side. Stabby has owned all of her shit to this point, from what I can tell, right? Is there anything you missed, Stabby? But Stabby said, no, that's not true. That is not true at all. She was out trying to get her docs. Am I correct on that? And then the people that were on Hebrew Hammer Operator's side of the shtick, people that he knows, trolls, offered her entire family's docs, and she said no and turned it down. Is that correct? Am I missing anything there? So who's the liar now, 420 Moon? Is it me? Is it you? Is it Stabby? Is it? What is it? You're the one that wants to run around out here now and say, oh, Abe is a PDF simp. I was there 4 years ago when this was going on. No, you were not. All you're doing is reciting what you heard from Bedtime Clown and those people. They're just a wee tad biased against me, don't you think? These receipts were already shown 4 year ago. The last time I went live, we went over the whole thing. That's not correct? Then correct me. I'm not involved in this shit. I have no axe to grind with any of this stuff. But correct me on this, or wait, type something in the chat or do a panel. I will read your comment. That shows how uninvolved in this shit I was. But there's Stabby, or 420, I'm a little dyslexic, blasting all these DM screenshots. And I'm like, all this does is prove that you were deeply involved with all these people. And they don't seem like they're very nice people to me. If you're hanging out with people that dox kids and entire families to begin with, and you have them, and you're doing the right thing, I would assume, to protect their anonymity and keep them out of this internet drama shit, well, kudos, shout out to you. You're a good parent. But why are you hanging out? Why hang out with people that you know do this kind of shit? That makes no sense at all. Somebody stop me if I'm wrong. Stop me when I lie. If I do not have any kids, but if I had kids, I would not be hanging around a bunch of trolls on wherever the hell these people come from. I don't know who any of them are, and I don't want to. That have people's kids' doxes. Hello? Hello? Is it just me? Further from the truth you are now. Oh, you're talking boats? Listen, y'all. I don't talk about this stuff on my channel, but listen. I've had it up to here with people that think they're the moral compass out here, and they're sitting here trying to call everybody else out. They're no good people. She doxed me, and I know she got kicked out of a server somewheres, but I didn't hang around. I known Hebrew Operator longer than 420 Moon. I known Hebrew Operator longer than any of y'all put together. All right, I knew him when he first came around here. I'm talking about not from what he was doing years ago, however long ago that was. I'm talking about when he first came around this side of YouTube and was just getting his feet wet to know any of this stuff. I knew him then. And I'll tell you something. I'm going to tell you something else. And I will repeat this once again. Once again. When Biff Thunder Muffin was around and he was trying to spread the narrative that I doxed Hebrew under a sock account on Queen Wasp's channel with all of like 6 people in the chat. Like that would be effective anyway. So nobody's fucking watching except for 6 people. 5 of which are on the panel anyway, or everybody it was. Or 5 plus 6 equals 11. Right? Or 12. Whatever it was. Whatever the hell it was. I was the guy that was, once again, I was the guy that was talking to Hebrew off of YouTube and on YouTube, telling this dude not to put his shit out there. Why did I tell him not to put his shit out there? Because we, the people tyrant bitches in Huckleberry and Rick Crude and all of them others, complete douchebags, dipshits on YouTube, shitbags, that's what I meant to say, were out to get his docs and all of his entire family's bloodlines information. That's why. And that had nothing to do with me at all. That was him and Southwest Jeff. That was between them two. So I get Heber felt compelled to put his shit out there, but I was the one and only one that I recount that was telling him, don't do this. You're going to regret it. We the People Tyrant Bitches already made a community tab about him. And because of the fact that he knew me, and they said, they issued a stern warning to him because he was hanging out with me. Because Huckleberry went to them people to sick them on me. That's what happened. Oh, by the way, Nathan, I got something to correct the record on you publicly here. Okay, last time you said I went to Huckleberry to hate bomb with Salty Rant, a.k.a. Lou, who was the original nicknamed Shitstain. So anytime I hear that being used against ABL, the first I'm thinking about Salty Rant, okay? Because that's what people used to call him, Gary Snowflake and the rest of them. I was not around when that was going on. I was off of YouTube. I missed the whole Gary Snowflake extravaganza, whatever you want to call it. The era of the reign of that character, that guy, whatever. Whatever it was, he was, they were, okay? And I'm not, trust me, I don't feel like left out of the equation whatsoever. Glad I missed it. So, anyways, Salty Rant, Huckleberry didn't have a clue who that guy was. None whatsoever. Yeah, he's still around. She had no clue who this guy was until Rebel or somebody else that knew of him. I don't know if it was Rebel or not. It may very well. I'm just giving an example. Some people that she was hanging out with at the time, who were her besties, somebody mentioned his channel to her and said, if you want shit on Abe, just go to that guy's channel and look at his videos. You'll find shit on him. That's why she got directed to his channel. And then when she started to explore a little bit more, and she stumbled across the News Now Tammy Linlin panel from 2021, where Salty is up there blasting Lisa, and this is a different Lisa, known as Peanut 411. And you remember, if anyone recounts that one, and the reason he said that is because she gave him 2 community guideline strikes at the time, trying to take his channel down, which she almost but not was successful on, mind you. Then he said some pretty fucked up shit about her kids and grandkids. Yes, he did. I'm not going to repeat it. But nevertheless, when she saw that video, then old huckster did a video calling him a piece of trash. That's what happened. I had nothing to do with that whatsoever. So you out there, Nathan? There you go. That's what happened. That's how Huckleberry come to find anything out about him at all. At all. Because by the time she started hate bonding with Flying Monkey and Bedtime Clown and all the rest of them, she said some pretty foul shit about him too, mind you, and his family. Expect no less from that psycho bitch. But by the time that she started hate bonding with those people, Salty Rant was already kicked to the curb. And it was her and Rick Crude and Bedtime Clown and the rest of them, Dragon Classy, they were all, Ed Ramirez, all of those people, they were all hanging out. A guy known as Elliot Jameson, the supposed retired North Carolina state trooper. And as far as I know, I don't know. That guy did some channel restructuring. He's got no content on his channel. I haven't seen him around. Care less. But that was by the time she started hate bonding with Flying Monkey and them. Salty Rant was already kicked to the curb. He was out of the equation. He was not on. She had pulled his wrench. I think he got blocked from her channel. Because I was live the night all this went down. And then Truthfinder jumps on my channel and he starts talking about all this shit that's going down on Flying Monkeys, because that was the first time he even landed. He landed on her channel to begin with, right? And then Flying Monkey blew along and she accused me of trying to use him to strike her channel, although he never did strike her channel as far as I know. I had told him, do not strike her channel. On not my behalf. If you're gonna strike her channel, then do it because you're gonna strike her channel. If that's what you're gonna do, and you're hell bent on doing it, just like you did me, just like you did Brett the Settlement, just like you did Silver Diamond. He got tonic and sales at least one time that I know of, right? From a video clip or some shit like that. He got all of us, man. Took the shit show channel completely down. He took it completely down for at least a good month or so, right? Before it got recovered, but I'm just simply stating that at the time, Truthfinder was launching strike wars like a mad dog. And I got blamed for a lot of that shit. Oh, Abe taught him how to file these copyright takedown strikes. He's in on it. Kick him from every server known to mankind. I didn't have shit. Truthfinder got offended. He got really upset over that, because to him that was demeaning him. Doing his own, however he learned how to do that, or whoever taught him how to do it. I think he self-taught himself, is what he said, how to strike channels. Let's just go and excuse the part that Truthfinder struck my channel in the beginning. In the beginning. I was the third channel he ever struck. Okay? He hit Brett, he hit Silver Diamond twice, and then he retracted her strikes so he could strike me next. And he gave me 2 strikes too. He got me twice. He got me twice on 2 channels. Truthfinder case struck me 4 times. Now, the second time he was angry because I was ignoring him. That's what he was up to. He was trying to get my attention. He wanted Tonic's attention. He wanted Brett's attention. AC, all these. He wanted everybody's attention. Everybody's attention. And I ignored him for the longest time. He got mad and he started striking my channel. And that was it. That was definitely a attention getter. I says, dude, I know you. You just took the shit show channel down, dude. You took AC out. His channel's gone. It's back up now, like I say. I know you are perfectly capable of taking my channel down next. I know you can pull the switch right here, right now. I got you, dude. But if you take my channel down, then you and I will never cross paths. I'll never talk to you ever again. And that's when he stopped. But he got my attention. Yeah, he sure shit did. He got my... This kid, this dude, he was very effective at what he did. Very effective. One of the few. You got to understand something about TrueFind UK. He was the guy striking blame Katie in the very get-go, the very beginning. Yes, he got her so shook up that she would not drop the panel links anymore. That's why her earliest live streams do not exist. Well, the channel's gone now, but when the channel was up before Mr. Tyrant Bird came around and nuked it, and we all know what happened there, right? Yeah, I think so. Before he nuked it, though, her earliest she is a scumbag. Her earliest live streams, got struck down by TruthFinder UK. Okay? So that was when she was in the very beginning of going live on her own. Very, very beginning. Now, I've got some of that downloaded, too, by the way. Anyways. No, Katie is as plastic, as vindictive, and just an evil wench. Evil wench. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people that went to bat for her against me, and they learned the hard way about Katie when she turned around and stuck them in the back with knives. Ooh, before you leave, would you please take this knife out of my back? Ooh, I have a feeling you'll be needing it later. I remember that poster growing up. It was hanging on my closet. Oh, shit. Anyways, I remember Speakeasy getting under her nerves when she got up on his panel a couple of times and never again. He owned her ass. That was hilarious. Like or hate the guy, okay? Like or hate him, he did own her ass. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. She's another one that does shit behind people's backs. And Nicolina has exposed a lot of shit. I don't care what you say about her. I mean, you can like her, don't like her, and you might cuss her. I don't know, but whatever it is with her, you got to give credit where credit's due. Nicolina has dug up some of the deepest receipts on this bitch of shit she was doing in behind the scenes, and and what she's put out on her has only got to be a little piece of the pie there of all the fucked up foul shit she did, that she's done to people. Absolutely, yes. But no hard feelings. I have no hard feelings to anybody that took Katie's side over mine for over a year. None whatsoever. They know who they are. I know who they are. It's all good. Neighborhood. I look at it like it is a learning curve for us all, is what Katie is, even though I never liked her from the beginning. But again, she's somebody she's very, very good at putting in a play, and she can play dumb, like she's just Ms. Innocent out here, and she's people attacked her. I remember when she got doxxed for the second time. I remember that, and she was on her panel putting on fake tears. Well, she might have been. She was crying because she got outed. That was the first time she ever got doxxed on YouTube, but not the first time she got doxxed on Discord, which is where she got doxxed initially. Rick Crude actually put that dox out first, before Speakeasy showed anything on her, or anybody else that did it, that showed anything on her. Her music video on MTV, or any of that shit. Her fake art gallery, yeah, all that. But Rick Crude also doxed Tom Cambino. That sack of shit. That guy. TC, that were a lot of these people that called me a PDF file, like Blue Eyes, Go talk to News Now Preston about Blue Eyes. He'll tell you a thing or two about her, too. She's trying to pull the same shit on him. Yeah, it was Blue Eyes. Yes, it was Blue Eyes. But Blue Eyes is one that hangs out on that side of YouTube, see? You know why Tom Cambino was in my server. Do you know that? He got my server, and I kicked him from my server because he started calling ERR and me PDFs. So I said, okay, enough of you's enough. I think I timed him out first. He sat there for like a week timed out. And then as soon as he got untimed out, he started doing it all over again. I'm like, all right, you're done. Bye. So, yeah, he was... I kicked... ER left my server like multiple... at least once or at least twice that I know of, I think, because of that guy in there. And I don't blame him one bit. That's his story to tell, not mine, mind you. But, again, these are some real shitbags on YouTube. And, again, what... There's no link. This is a monologue solo stream. This is as bare bones as YouTube as you could possibly humanly get. I can't do any better than this when I'm on the road because I'm on my phone and the internet is very spotty. It's in and out. It's real spotty. There's dead spots, and it's just how it is for me on this thing. So unless I'm at home on my router, then I don't have a solid internet connection. Yes, clip that, bare bones. Shout out, or no, what is it? Stomping Grounds. Where's Prime? Where is Prime? Prime had my back. He did on Bird's channel when he was calling me a PDF again about 3 weeks ago. I appreciate that, but dude, you gotta let up on Brett. I know you're mad at him. But you gotta stop pulling that same Bird routine. Nobody buys into it. You've already said you say it because you're mad at him. Listen, I fought with some of the best of them. Brett and I were not friends. He could not stand my ass in the beginning at all. And I remember the very first thing I ever typed in that guy's chat. Do you guys remember what I typed in that? I am going to give $20 to the person that can type in my chat, and it does not have to be verbatim. The first comment I ever made in Brett's channel. And somebody sent me a screenshot of it later, much later, and there was like 16 mofos time me out all at the same time. I got timed out of that channel. I got timed out of that channel like 16 times, and that was before there was timeouts. It was like 5-minute timeouts. But I got timed out. I mean, I swear to God, there was like 16 people. Not Adam, I swear to him. It's a big difference there. But y'all remember what I was typing? You remember what I was typing? What is the first comment I said? He doesn't even remember what I typed him. And I was just being funny. That's all I was doing, being facetious. That's all I was doing. I was not insulting the man, but I just got whaled in timeouts. Shout out to Ambient Alcohol. The very first channel I started getting timed out, before all the same mods started timing out every other fucking don't swear on my channels on this platform. I remember that. What's my Cash App? Well, there's a $20 question pending right now. What was the first... Somebody wants half that dollar amount. What was the emoji that I typed in? Well, there's one single emoji I dropped in there with that comment. One emoji. And that's good for $10, mind you. It was a funny comment. Who could not find that funny? Anybody that knows him, who could not find that comment that I dropped in his chat over 3.5 years ago, probably closer to 4 now, funny? It was funny as fuck. Don't swear on my channel. It was hilarious. It's just like in his broadcast here. Well, this way everything happened. That's funny. That is hilarious. I like that. I try to be funny. I try to be funny. Oh my God. Well, I mean, Nathan, you got a lot of shit. You get a lot of shit wrong about me too. I just had to correct you on one right there. Yes, I did. I found the receipt where Flying Monkey was threatening to put my shit out for asking for a middle name, which I never did. By the time I even learned about that, it was third hand. I wasn't even on YouTube yet. I'm like, what? Who are you talking about? What is this about? I had not even made my return for over 2.5 years on here. Vaguely knew this person, and now I'm getting told I'm asking for her middle name. That makes no sense at all. Does it make sense to you guys? Shout out to 2022 Rewind. That was the beginning of the end of an ending for UPK. Now, I think they lost their UPK Cousins Discord server in 2021, the year prior. Now, Shiva got all bent out of shape at me before Mr. Tyrant Bird or Ace Authority Check AC got up on there, or anybody else, or Speakeasy was up there. But I hadn't talked to him in a long ass time. But I was only up there for a few minutes, and I got kicked backstage, and I got blocked. Shiva, man, you blocked me. So Shiva's like, what lies have you have spread about me about the UPKC server? And the answer is none. I've never talked. I haven't spread lies about him, about UPK or UPKC that I know of. Like I said, dude, if I've said anything about it, feel free to refresh my memory. I'm all ears. If I said it, I'm going to own that shit. If I said it, I'm going to own that shit, okay? Yes, I'll own it. If I said it, I will own it. You bet. I'm right here. I got you, buddy. I got you. All right? So, I would recollect. If you said it, I would I would remember it, and I would tell you so. But he was kind of in a moment at that time, shall we say. And I hope he's doing okay. He said some fucked up, don't swear on my channel, foul shit, don't swear on my channel, things on his channel. Yes, he did. AC played a clip of like maybe 2% of that, of what he'd said on there. But yeah, it was fucked up, don't swear on my channel. But I mean, he's going through the moment. Does it excuse it? Oh, hell no. Do not take me for, I am not sugarcoating anything he said on that shit. Not even to Mr. Tyrant Bird himself. He said some fucked up, okay, swear on my channel, things about him too. Much piece of shit he is to me. I never did anything to Bird. I never you go back to the beginning of all this stuff when it all began. I didn't do shit from Shino to this dude. Nothing. The only thing, I got on a shit show one day, the very first time, looking for somebody else who, again, going back in time, let's do the time warp again. Sing it, guys. Come on now. One more time. Work with me here. Let's do the time warp again. So anyways, I got on there going at somebody else, Peachy Rider. and there was somebody who very, very meticulously cloned her account on StreamYard and used they copied her same crazy font that she uses. The fancy fonts, you know what I'm talking about? The HTML ones. And they came up as her backstage right around the time I was just first. This is early 2023. No, I'm not going to stop. I got on that in her chat, in that chat, looking for her. And I started going at her in the chat. AC was up there. There was like 9 people. Aussie Manda was up there, blocked me. She was one of them. Boy, did she bitch me out in that panel. That was fun too. But anyways, that was fun. I was going at like 9 people on there if you include him for over an hour. That was great. I had fun that night. Well, sort of yes, sort of no. I mean, I tell you right now, I fucked it up. I fucked that one up. I mean, not with them. I did with me. And I had to own that shit. And I had to I apologized to her on the panel. Peachy Rider. I did a community tab. I made a video. I emailed her. She emailed me back. She gave me her phone number in her email, said call me. I called her on the phone. We talked for over 2 hours. And I got to learn about her more and some of the cool things that she's done and that. I ate crow on that one more than once. More than once of the people. Abe never owns his shit. Well, let's go back to that shit show panel in early of 2023, right around the time the ambient alcohol channel was just emerging, mind you. And so was the Pathetic Cult Diaries, known as Dutchie Does Drama. That channel, which kept all about restreaming Mr. P and Quick Vic and Vegas Valley and all of them back at the time. And they did some panels too. Yes, they did. But my point is, I was around for this shit. Okay, I was there. I saw what was going on. I remember all of this. Sure I do. Absolutely. And that's Stabby. I don't know how many people went after you, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know how many people went after me. But you know something? Hatred's a very inefficient fuel, and the fuel eventually burns out. The flames died down, and that's it. The passion is gone and the flames died down. Yeah, that's the Weird Al song. Remember that one? What was it? Honey, something tells me. Or it's, you used to disconnect the brakes on my car. You know that kind. I know I'm out of tune here. You used to disconnect the brakes on my car. You know that kind of thing is hard to ignore. Honey, something tells me you don't love me anymore. Anyways, you know where I'm going with that? When you left those piranhas in my Destrorug or whatever, I can't remember. That song's 30-something years old. I probably haven't heard it in at least 20. Pretty good for a guy, for screwing, at least knowing part of the lyrics of that song. I mean, that song pretty much describes everything on YouTube, doesn't it? It pretty much does. But don't make no mistake about it. There is no... Who's the moral compass out here? Who is the keeper of the receipts? Who's the arbiter of that stuff? You're never going to find somebody who's not biased to do that, and that includes myself included. So I threw out this trivia question earlier this year and even last year. I'm sure none of you were listening then, as you're not now. No offense, none taken. But hopefully not. But I said, there's an answer to this question. It's a riddle. Who is the arbiter of truth, of receipts on this platform? And nobody got the answer right. So I'll leave it out there for you guys to ponder that think about that for a while. See if you can come up with the answer. What is the correct answer? Donald Trump. Well, Donald Trump -V3U says, me. I'm the arbiter of receipts. Well, that actually answer is really correct. That is the correct answer, believe it or not. Okay? Now, if a guy like you's got Rick Crudup as presidential security detail, I don't know why not. Maybe it's why some of the, let's just say, past happenings happened, because you didn't have someone as elite as him. You is the correct answer. The arbiter of truth on this godforsaken platform, and I didn't swear, I didn't use the Lord's name in vain. See, I am getting better at this. Is you. So, in other words, the person that knows the truth about you is you. That's it. That's the correct answer. And no matter how people want to spin it or slice it, like about your resume, what life was like for you growing up and grown up. We're finding out from Rebel, he's banking on getting this disability thing with this 1-800, SSI like attorney at law. And he's hedging his bets that he's going to win that disability with that attorney. And that's going to be that. Now, that might be a distinct possibility. It could, and this is something you guys got to think about. Don't kill the messenger, or just spitballing here. Sharing watchdogs. But just had to clear my throat there for a second. There is a possibility that he might get what he wants. Just like everybody predicted that he was going to end up going to jail and get convicted of all that court shit when he had lashed out and the bailiffs, he was lying on the ground there and all of that. Well, of course, that never happened. It's acquitted of any wrongdoing. But it's possible. It's possible. I don't know. That maybe, just maybe, even in a needle in a haystack, 44, scratch that, 0.4 to the fourth, 1/4 to the fourth power, mathematically speaking, of course, that he could possibly win that. I don't know. But the problem is this, and I've always said this, the small streamer, including myself, always hedges their bets. I don't know from one day to the next if I'm going to have a job. Maybe I'm going to get laid off. Just going to get let go. I don't know. I have no idea. But I'll tell you this much, until that time, I'm going to keep doing what I do and keep going to it. Why not? Why would, I know what the consequences are going to be for me if I choose not to. So there's that. I'm blessed, fortunate to have an emergency fund. I'm not rich by any means, but I have an emergency fund. It needs to get bigger, especially as inflation. Yeah, inflammation. That inflammation of the economy is about right. But check into the nearest ER, right? Swear to God, not at him. But it's possible that maybe he'll win what he wants. But as he said in that replayed live stream on Blues, there's a chance that he might not. And if he doesn't get it, the only alternative that I can foresee for this dude is being forced into, and I'm going to say this, and I know he's not going to like it. I know he's not going to like it. He'll have to get a job doing something. Maybe he'll go back to McDonald's. I heard that he prior worked for McDonald's. I don't know if that's true or not. If they'll take him back. But I'm loving it. And of course, my favorite motto. It's got an old jingle like this. And it's from 1990. I actually looked it up. And it's, let me see, let me think for a second here. Oh, yes. It goes like this. You need a place. You need the taste. You know the one, McDonald's, for food, folks, and fun. So hey, maybe you can go have some food, folks, and fun over there at good old Mickey D's, the Golden Arches. What do you think? Does that not have a better ring to it than I'm Loving It, which is kind of plain Jane? I know the helicopter parents killed off Ronald McDonald, Grimace, the little birdie, the mayor, the cookie, what was he called? The Hamburglar. All those characters got killed off by helicopter parents right around the turn of the millennium. So those would be your, like, what would those be? Like, what would you call those parents from that generation? Like probably like early Gen X parents. They're to blame for all of that. They're helicopter parents. I hate helicopter parents with a passion. And thank God mine were not. You know, the ones that have their minivans with the soccer balls in the back window, the stickers, those ones. The ones that I don't even want to go. I could go all talking about that gen. But they're the ones that killed off those characters and the fun. They took the fun out of it. And that's why everything went the way it did for the Golden Art. And not just them, but many other places. Many other places. Why did you guys kill off poor Ronald McDonald? I mean, hell, he's been around since what, the 50s or something? The 1950s? November 15th of 1955? Anyways. That. So that's, that sucks. But everything's inevitable. Nothing is forever, and forever is a very long time. Anyways, look at the clock here, guys. I gotta get out of here. It's been great. It's been fun. It's been real. It's great. But we'll do a panel. I will definitely do a panel probably in about 4 days. I'll get a couple good days off, and I will just bite the bullet, symbolically, of course, and just do it and have a panel, host a panel, have some fun. It'll be just like the good old days, and we'll get all kinds of people up on the show, and we will, or not. That's fine too. You know me. I can sit here and do a monologue for 18 hours straight if you want. If you want me to do it, I'll do it. I'm there for you. Nobody ran the Abe trivia question today again. Nobody won that one for $20. What was the first comment I left on Brett's channel before getting timed out like 16 times? What was the answer? 1963. Okay, and I was a little off. But 1963, and he got killed off in like the year 2000 or somewhere around there, about 2003 or something. That's when they completely rebranded everything and made it not so fun anymore. Yeah, that. Oh no, I'm gonna do a panel. I did a panel last time. I did a panel. You didn't show up, so I didn't see you. You weren't there. Yeah, I got my job. I work some crazy hours. Next week, I think my hours are really going to be after next week. It's 2 weeks from now. Yeah, 2 weeks. My hours are going to be just completely berserk. I work like 4 days, get 1 day off, work 2 days, or 3 days again, or get 1 day off. Some crazy shit like that. As my job, which has already been doxed, as a school janitor at the local post office. Well, no, maybe, just maybe, it's where the post master general is at. Maybe I'm way up there. I climbed the postal ladder. To postal carriers and clerks everywhere, I clean for you as a school janitor at the post office. I'm Ed McMahon. So anyways, it took a little bit for people to catch on to that I was saying school janitor at the post office. And there is a reason why I say that, of course. Of course, because I have been outed as a school janitor, and then more recent times, I have been outed as a postal worker of some sort. So I just figured, the hell, let's just do or die. It's go big and go bold. Shout out to the 90s. Okay? If I'm going to be either one of these two jobs, career paths, if you will, then I'm going to be both. I'm going to be both. And that's why I say, and I tell you people, that I am a school janitor at the post office. Okay, you got me. I'm going to delete my channel. I am gone. You'll never see or hear from me again. Never. That must be what I do for a living, because I spoke at a school board meeting 21, almost 2 years ago. That's proof of the pudding that I am a school janitor right there. Right there. 22. God, it's hard to believe. 21. Wow. If you could have been there, that was a crazy night. That was a crazy night. That superintendent gave me this death ray stare look, and you got to understand something about this guy. He came from Florida. And this guy was a black belt. He was a real black belt in Taekwondo or karate. I think it was karate. I can't remember. It's been a very long time. And so this guy is a big badass, you know. I mean, I wouldn't fuck with the guy, would you? I would think I would not. The guy's way older than me. I still wouldn't fuck with this. He's a PhD, you know, like just like Mr. CC Truck 17. Not a paramedic though. Not a medic. I'm not knocking that career path either. My dad was a paramedic. Okay, he was a paramedic. But what was I saying? So this superintendent gave me a death ray stare, like I have never been stared at. Someone, you know, trying to size me up like that from behind a podium wearing a suit and a tie. And the other board members going, this guy's got some guts, man. Here he is taking the superintendent right the hell on. And I even mispronounced the guy's name. And I'll tell you, I did that out of nervousness. That was a nerve-wracking experience. But I did get my 2 minutes speech across to that asshole. Don't swear on my channel. Oh, that was great. That was fun. I remember this night distinctively. There was a lot of police there, a lot of cops. There was a crowd outside of that district headquarters, which used to be called Rockford High School, which turned to the administrative building on 7th and 1st Street at the time. That building does not exist anymore. And I prepped myself for that speech, but I was still nervous as hell. Oh, I swear to you, it wasn't the first time I talked to government officials in a setting like that, but it was one of the more nerve-wracking ones. And the cops were there to keep the members of the building engineer union. I remember this. The building engineer union, who invited me there to speak as on their behalf as you know, as not as one of their own. I was not part of their union. I was not employed at the school district, but I was asked to go there and speak on what I knew, and that's what I did. I did just that. Anyways, I'm glad that got outed by, I don't know, it was Black Rose or who the fuck. Don't swear on my channel. But that was 2005. Or was it 4? I think it was 5. It was like April of 2005 or something like this. It's 21 years ago. But that superintendent was a real piece of shit. And He deserved everything he had coming to him, legally, of course. But the cops were there to keep the peace or pieces from all of these members of this building engineer union and the school administrators. The whole entire 2-hour or 2.5-hour meeting was about that. Well, they did their regular routine business, and then when they got to that public forum, and they brought up that topic just before that, you got a lot of big shots there, a lot of big shots, and I was happy, I was pleased, I was tickled pink to be asked as a young guy back then to go speak. There was a lot of people that spoke that night, not just me. A lot of people spoke, but actually being asked by that the union president to speak, be one of their shining white knights, and to speak out for them, and I did. It didn't work in the end, mind you, but still, it delayed their decision to dismantle it, and even though it's ultimately subsequently what they did, at least I can say I was a little smidget part of that history. What's Black Rose? Has Black Rose or Rick Crude ever stood in front of a packed meeting, government meeting, which is what school board is, anything like that, and spoke on anything? Oh, God, help us all if Rick ever, or Rose did it. You're going to have those hearing protections, caution signs, before you walk in those doors, let me tell you. Brace for impact, people. Earplugs required in this area. Caution. No, warning. But that was one of the things that I did in my past, and I'm proud of it. I am proud of it. I have no regrets about doing that. I came through, and after I left the meeting and I stepped outside, and there's all of these people standing out there. They're all part of the unions. That union. And they're all looking at me, and they all are nodding their heads, going, hey, thanks, thanks for whoever the hell you are. Thanks for coming in tonight and standing in front of a bunch of cops, swarmed by cops, the whole room. They literally had a wall, a shield around these board members to just speak publicly, on taking one for our team, even though you're not on it, and we appreciate that. And I didn't get it. I just did it. I didn't get anything out of that. Well, I got life experience out of that. That's what I got. Could you see Rick Crew doing that? Oh, God. You've heard the way, of course, Rick Crew talks to police dispatchers on the phone about Lady Diana or myself. You've heard all that, right? You've heard that. God dang it. Oh, it's horrid. He cusses him out. He demands answers. He berates the living hell out of him. He even resorts to hate speech if he doesn't get his way. Oh, shit. He fumbles on his own words. He's always quick to remind them all that his brother, half brother, and his cousin, his second or third cousin, are state troopers on the Louisiana National Guard or Houston SWAT. All but him. So, I have a lot of those old recordings from him back in the day, and I made them public for like a couple of weeks, and then I did it a couple times, a couple runs of that, and people downloaded those, and there's a couple people that replayed them all, and they were as funny then as all the phone calls he makes today. It's so fucking hilarious. I have the actual recording of him calling Homeland Security investigations on me in Washington, D.C. I will never forget this call. And I knew shit is sure as shit back then, back in 23, this was over 3 years ago that he did this. I knew sure as shit there was no getting out of this one. I knew that some alphabet soup agency was going to call me, or they were going to knock on my door, or both. I wasn't worried about any kind of trouble at all whatsoever. I just knew that now here he is calling Homeland Security Investigations, which is basically the DHS's version of the FBI. The FBI are the basically the federal government detectives for the federal government. So the Homeland Security investigators are the same thing, the equivalent for Homeland Security, which is also the government. So he does this, and he tells them that I'm a fake cop, never was hazmat. What else did he say? He talked about Lady Di. He told Homeland Security Investigations that she never helped out with the Plainfield tornado. That was freaking hilarious. I'll never forget that. Never forget that. You know what it means. But it means three-letter agencies. But do you think Homeland Security, were there at any level, other than Mike Cerrone, that is, and maybe this is too little for him to look into, I don't know, maybe this is too beneath his league, are going to give a rat's ass about someone that said that they volunteered for the county sheriff's ESDA and CERT team in 1990, August 28th of 1990, and the aftermath of the Plainfield, Illinois tornado, which is an F5 tornado at the time. They didn't have the enhanced Fujita scale yet. They had the Fujita scale. And that was a tragic tornado, and it coined the unofficial meteorological term known as the Plainfield Syndrome. And what that means is it taught meteorologists, I learned this in some of the classes I took in weather. I've never said that I was a meteorologist, because I'm not. But I took a semester's worth of college in weather, meteorology classes. That's not enough to earn a bachelor's degree in it. That's not what I was intending to do with that. I had no intention of becoming a meteorologist. I just wanted to learn more about the weather, and those are some good fill-in classes, towards my degree program, So I took some of these classes, 4 or 5 of them, and I learned in one of those classes, weather forecasting, I think it was, that what that means, the Plainfield Syndrome means that it taught meteorologists that it's better to err on the side of caution when you issue these types of warnings. And what they learned from the Plainfield tornado is that system already had dropped a confirmed tornado near Pecatonica, Illinois, which is not far from where Lady Di and her husband used to live. And so the tornado would not have even been known if a team from, where was it at? Was it Wheaton College was out there, meteorology students with their professor in a van. Didn't have a cell phone, I'm sure. 1990, guys. Come on. Payphone time. We're out there chasing that storm as it was trekking down from the northwest to southeast very, very rapidly as a derecho supercell from around the Wisconsin Dells. And by the time that thing hovered over Winnebago County, which is where I was living at the time, and I was a kid, in my single-digit years, that was what, 9 years old? Something like that, 9 years old at the time, that I saw that storm come down, and I remember I saw what it did. I knew it was something dangerous. I could tell something was going on. But that storm had dropped a brief tornado near in the outskirts of Pecatonica, and it knocked out a fire hydrant, is what it did. And that's how they found out later that there was a confirmed brief, be it as it may be, it was a tornado that had touched down of that same system. So by the time that thing had reorganized itself and matured and hit that part of the region around Plainfield, ultimately crashed through it, they had issued a severe thunderstorm warning, and that was Chicago's National Weather Service Forecasting Office, or Local Forecasting Office, LFO. At the time, Romeoville was not open yet. It's called KLOT, Airport, KLOT, which came after that. Rockford had a local forecast office. And, Ron Fields, who's still alive today, I found out not that long ago. He's still alive. He's well retired, mind you, but nevertheless, he is still living. And he was at the controls in Rockford, yes. And they did alert Chicago, yes, about that. And Chicago screwed up, and they issued a thunderstorm warning. And people are not going to take a thunderstorm warning as serious as they are a tornado warning. It's duh. So this tornado just starts wreaking all havoc. It's a multi-vortex, rain-wrapped tornado, which is the worst of the worst case scenario. You can't get any worse of a tornado than that. They're the strongest types of tornadoes. And it's a bunch of tornado vortexes that are spinning around a central cyclone. And it's very dangerous. There's weather chasers and professional meteorologists that have been out there that have gotten direct hit by vortexes that they either could not run or form very rapidly, and getting hit by a vortex tornado in a cluster of multi-vortex twisters that are spinning around each other. And it might hit some usually from behind or the side and can kill you. So anyways, the tornado hits this town and just pulverizes it. Just flattens brick buildings down to their foundations in this storm. And so what happened is emergency management officials, firefighters, law enforcement, all kinds of people the early reports start coming out that there is catastrophic damage in this town. And I'm talking about, again, entire brick buildings getting leveled to their foundation, which is exactly what happened in that tornado. It's like the Fairdale tornado in 2015. April 9th? That was an EF4. 2 people were killed in that one. Luckily, it wasn't worse. But my point is, they did not issue a tornado warning until the reports of complete devastation started coming in from that storm. And that's when meteorologists started to say, well, hey, why don't we start to issue tornado warnings for supercell storms when we do not know for sure whether or not there's a tornado in them? And that's right, Big Brick? That's right. And that is what coined that term, the Plainfield Syndrome. And it's still unofficially, of course, widely in use today. It's Google it. It's there. It is there. I learned about it in class, in college. So what that does is that when you put out a warning for a radar indicated tornado, then it gives people moving. It's hopefully gets people moving now, rather than going out and chasing the thing. Hey, Lodi, let's go chase this big tornado. But sightseers and stuff like that, amateur chasers, not weather spotters, are they're very useful because they can spot these tornadoes developing early on in tornadogenesis, or the formations of them, before these tornadoes develop, or as they're developing, either if it's a QLCS, FFD type tornado, or if it's an RFD form through a wall cloud mesocyclone, which tends to be the place where those tornadoes form the most anyway. But the ones along the squall line are the hardest to predict, and they tend to be the more brief, and they can be pretty damaging too. But my point is, the wildfire smoke it's been fierce. Oh man, it's worse than last year, isn't it? Jeez. So anyways, by issuing tornado warnings ahead of time, whether that storm actually does produce one or not, gives what is called lead time for get your ass in gear and get moving and seek some kind of refuge, shelter, if you can. That or try to outrun it or pray like hell or all the above. And it works. And that's why today they use that system that they didn't use back then. Now, the radar technology was not anything like it is now 36 years ago. No, it was not. But, either way, everything was in motion for that day. They knew by the Kate values, joules per kilograms what was it like? I don't remember the exact value of what it was that particular day. If it wasn't 3,000, it had to be up there a ways. It was pretty high, and they knew that these are the areas that are going to be most prone to a severe outbreak, and they were correct early on, but they just didn't line their ducks up enough in a row and put out the right warning. And as a result of that, this thing caught people off guard, and it was a very violent tornado, unfortunately, and it claimed a number of lives. That's what happened. And, you're obviously not going to avoid it from hitting you. You're not going to avoid the damage path it's going to make, but at least you get people moving, hopefully. And so there you go. That's my lecture for the day. But the reason I talked about this is that Rick Crude called Homeland Security and told them about the Plainfield tornado and Lady Di. Fucking hilarious. You cannot make this shit up. I'm sorry. I still have that video, by the way. And he told them I was a fake cop. We were never on the CERT team. The CERT team never existed. And all of this shit. Abe should be locked up and thrown in a metal cage, like in the movie. Help me out here. Silence of the Lambs. It's not what's for dinner, but it's who's for dinner, if you catch my drift. But, he was literally Abe is on the internet. He's impersonating a cop on the internet. And this is multiple federal offenses. I mean, Rick ought to know. He was involved in presidential security detail of Ronald Reagan. Or, now this would be, let's see, with Bill Clinton. I mean, Mr. Gorbachev tear down this wall was much to the credit of one Rick Crude. Much the same as the Cold War ended because of Huckleberry. Just for signing up in the Minnesota Army National Guard and never going in. But I tell you, you can't make this shit up. You can't. Oh, this is funny. Where do these people come from? So to wrap this thing up, because I'm going to get off here in just a couple of minutes. It's going to be going a long time ago. I get a phone call from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the real McCoy. And I'm talking to this agent on the phone about it, and I confirmed who this person was. I ended up calling him back on through the switchboard, asking for his agent number, which was given to me. And that's sure as shit. That's the real deal. And he's wanting to know who is this Rick Crude? Why is he calling all these police departments, state and federal agencies on you, and this Lady Di person? Why is this? Do you have any idea why this guy is called us? And I gave him the whole lowdown on what Rick was doing and how he's completely off his nut. And I should have told him he belonged in an insane asylum, and lock him up so long he won't even remember your name, let alone yours. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, Brett. I was talking about you earlier. So yes, Rick Crude called Homeland Security on me, and he really did. I recorded the whole call. They were kind of baffled I even had the call. I'm like, well, he played it. He was live when he did it, guys. So what can I tell you? I'm not affiliated with ISIS. So you don't gotta worry about that. I'm not a domestic terrorist. You don't gotta worry about that. So I think that kind of ixnays any suspicion on my end, right? Good morning, foos. Brett, the $20 question still stands. What was the first comment I dropped in your chat before I got nailed with a pile of timeouts? And I was just having fun. If anybody didn't take that with a grain of humor, then everybody must be an off-breed of Black Rose. No personality whatsoever. Just completely dried up, stale. No. I'm talking about, Brett, we're talking about 4 years ago. 4 years ago, when I dropped the very first comment on your channel, what was it? And that's a $20 question. Ain't nobody able to answer. And for $10, I dropped one. I put in one emoji, just one, and for $10, I offered that bet too, and there's been no bites, no takings. What was it? And again, you had to find the humor in this. But of course, it was me. This is 2022. The big 2-2. Shout out. Anyways, so Rick did that, and that's why I'm like, dude, Rick, go ahead. You call the NSA, call the farm in Langley, Virginia. You can call the Pentagon on me. Call the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Call them next. Call the White House. See how far I wouldn't be a bit surprised if somebody running the switchboard over there wouldn't forward him to the kitchen to talk to the head chef about good old Honest Abe. Anyways, no, that's not it. That's not what I said when you went live for the first. I will DM you what I said. Just don't tell me, okay? And I'll secretly give you the money. But just don't tell anybody. Oh, shit. You didn't hear that. Stricken that from the record. Your YouTube pseudo honor. So anyways. No. And so I told... That's why Rick won't do it no more. He will not call the cops on me anymore. He knows it will not work. It's not going to work for him. And it's never going to. It didn't work for him. But if it didn't work for him 3 years ago, why would it work for him today? See what I'm saying? Anyways, I gave him an earful about what he was all about. All about. And that was shit funny. I don't care. I mean, it was a little nerve-wracking, mind you. But still. Fucking hilarious. It's kind of like when Black Rose called the FBI on News Now Preston. I remember that one. She did. She called them on him, and she said she was mad because he was talking shit about her on the internet. That's fucking hilarious. When her and Lisa were at odds, she struck her not once but twice. That was a twofer. She nailed her twice. Yes, she did. She tried to take her tail down. Anyways, that was a couple of years ago too. But yep. I have a list of law enforcement agencies all the way up to the federal level that I can prove Rick Crude called on me. And it's over a dozen. It's over a dozen. It's more than a baker's dozen. It's more than 13. Okay? More than 13. I remember one time, and I don't know how he did this. He called oh shit, it was the governor's office of some state out in the New England states. I think it was Virginia or West Virginia or one of those states. I've got the actual recording of him doing this, and he got connected to the voicemail of the Secretary's office of the vice governor of that state, and left this lengthy message about the Plainfield tornado Lady Di, the CERT team for Winnebago County, the Rockford University Police and Public Safety Department, which is what I was on, and I'm not the one who put that out there, by the way, and all this crazy ass nonsense. Could you just imagine walking into your office the next business day, and oh, here, look at this, we got 44 messages. Click, beep, beep. You're going through all these messages, and you get this message from this whack job in Houston, Texas, talking about all kinds of crazy shit. There's nothing to do with nothing of any government business of that state, let alone any other one. And they probably got their kicks out of that one, and it probably went in the governor's archives. I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it. That was fucking hilarious. Remember, someone as hard as an e-thug as these people claim to be, sure called a lot of local, state, and federal agencies on people that were talking shit about them back on the internet. Yeah, they did. Yes, Rick Crude and Huckleberry, they called tribal police multiple times on Lisa B. And so as soon as I found that out, and I figured out exactly who they was talking to, I called tribal police. I called him back, see, as soon as he was done talking to him. And then I gave him an earful about what Rick Crude was doing. What it was all about. God, it's funny. Those tribal cops that I talked to on the phone, I think it was their entertainment value for the whole damn, forget the day, forget the week, the month, the whole year, probably their whole careers. Absolutely hysterical. I mean, yes, they did. Yeah, they did. They were trying to get everything to get Lisa thrown off of that reservation. I've got that shit downloaded, guys. I've got it downloaded. And Rick was bitching out to, Rick called the cops in Minnesota when him and Huckleberry had a fallout. He called him on her. He called the cops on her. And he was bitching him out about this truck that she owed him, see? That Mr. Box truck there, Andy, crushed into a cube, I guess, or with a steel beam or wrecking ball or what the fuck ever. Don't swear on my channel. What the fuck ever. Oh, did it again. And so these people all call the cops on each other. It's funny. You can't, I'm sorry, I don't care who you are, you have to see the humor in this. You just have to. Never my wildest dreams did I think that I was going to call from the feds, the FBI men, asking me questions about what is this man's major malfunction? Why is he calling us? Well, he actually called Homeland Security Investigations on me, and I if I would not have answered that call and then called them back to confirm who they were, then they would have been knocking on my door next, which is what they were getting prepared to do, I'm sure, a house visit. So I'm like, we might as well just get this done now, and I'll give them the lowdown on what Mr. former Marine Force reconner who got kicked out, who was in Marine Force, part of the Marine Special Forces while he was still in boot camp, and then got dishonorably discharged for selling goods in the black market that belonged to the military as part of the Marine Recon. That was his account. I'm sure we all believe that one. Hell, I got a clip of him saying he never went to go see a recruiter or take an ASVAB. So there's that. Could you see Rick Crude taking an ASVAB? Oh, God. I don't know if the score could go that low. I really don't. But anyways, nevertheless, Rick Crude's been a federal agent. He has been part of Houston SWAT. He has, yes, Multiple occasions he said he was a cop. Multiple. He was an he one. Let's go down the list of the. That's the good guy role. That's the good guy roles. Some of them, probably not anywhere near all of them. Mind you, that he's done. Well, that he said he's done. They never actually did, but nevertheless. Oh yes, he was part of a police task force. He brazenly was involved in hand-to-hand combat with this guy for about an hour, 45 minutes before he got on his radio, his police radio, and called for backup. And his lieutenant came to the rescue before they subdued this guy and saved the day. They saved those whales and those snails. That's what they did. They saved Nell from getting tied up and thrown on the railroad track and her deeds stolen once again. By Snidely Whiplash. So there's your Dudley Do right there. Well, again, in his own sick, deranged, twisted mind, it is. But nevertheless, again, let's go down the bad boy roles he plays. I mean, that's the good guy roles. Oh shit, I forgot one thing he did not lie about, and I'll cover that last. Save the best for last. He was in the Aryan Brotherhood, the KKK. He did that, even though he's half Mexican. And what else? The Mexican drug cartel. I remember him talking. He was running his mouth on Nemesis, saying how I was so scared shitless because he sent the Bandito motorcycle gang after me, and all he did was play an old-ass grainy video of some motorcycle dudes riding down South Main Street, I think it was, in Rockford, like 15 years earlier. He just grabbed some rando clip that he found on the internet and put it in a video and said, this is his gang. These are his boys coming out to get me. You know what I did in response to that? You know what I did? I didn't go get the bazooka launcher. I didn't go get the grenades and the silver blades. Hi-ho. Hi-ho. No, what I did is I went and got me a pitcher of lemonade and raspberry iced tea is what I did. I sat on my porch, and I was working from home. I sat on my porch for about over 4 hours waiting for his banditos to show up. I figured they're going to be thirsty as all get out when they pull up. So before I get tied up and dragged in the back of a motorcycle and dismantled and thrown in a 55-gallon drum, and then cemented into a bridge pillar somewhere like Jimmy Hoffa himself. Maybe I'll join him in Atlanta in a pillar down there in Atlanta, Georgia, which is supposedly where he's at. I've heard anyway. So I've heard. I mean, there's a lot of locations he's supposedly at. But my point being is his banditos never showed up. They didn't show up. I was highly disappointed. Let me tell you, I was that scared of his motorcycle gang, see? But then I learned the softer side of Sears. I mean, Rick Rude. Come see the softer side of Sears. No, actually, shout out to Sears. R.I.P. No, it was what I learned about him. His biggest role that he's ever not... Well, no, this is something he actually did do, however. But you need to think very closely how read between the lines on this one. Rick Rude became an ordained minister through Universal Life Church. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So he sent in his $29 or $39.99 or whatever it was with included. I don't know if it included shipping and handling or if it didn't. But either way you slice it, he sent off to get his ordained minister certificate, which ships from Abu Dhabi itself, and got his Universal Life Church or Christ Church, whatever the fuck it is. Don't swear on my channel. From them. Could you envision this guy? Like marrying anyone? Could you see him delivering any like eulogies? Could you just envision this? I'm sorry, but maybe I don't have that much of a like freaking, I don't know, like mind over matter or matter over mind. Maybe I'm just not looking at the bigger picture. that he, in fact, did become an ordained minister through Universal Life Church on Wheels. I mean, Universal Life Church, and got his ordained ministership. Okay, of course, someone that's in the Mexican drug cartel or mafia or both is going to get on YouTube and talk about it. Of course they are. You guys know this. Don't you remember Analyze This, Analyze That? When they're in the restaurant there and the FBI's out there in their van, and they got the bugs on the informant, or they planted these bugs. They planted bugs in the restaurants. What they did, hidden mics, and they're sitting there going, they're all in there talking. You take care of the one thing. What thing? The one thing. No, I didn't take care of the one thing before I took care of the other thing. The other thing? You did the other thing. Oh, okay. But we gotta go take care of the other thing first before we do the other thing. Just that kind of talk. Where's 420 Moon? So, anyways, I'm like, yeah, of course, people that are in the Banditos, the Aryan Brotherhood, the Klan, all these people, the Mexican drug cartel, of course they are going to get on YouTube and brag about it on a bunch of drama panels. Of course they are. Of course, that's all about protecting your cover, see? That's what that is. And of course, anybody that was in top secret missions, the hunting of bin Laden, and where was it? Where did they get that guy? In Pakistan or somewhere? Of course, someone that was involved in these super, totally hush-hush, not just top secret, but pop secret military missions like Delta Force. Well, you guys remember the movie with Chuck Norris? God rest his soul. Damn, sad to see him go. Somebody that was right up there with a guy like him that was doing the kind of heroic... Let me put my composure here. This is too emotional for me to do. Anybody that's done anything remotely close to what this brave, unsung hero of what the fuck I don't know, don't swear my channel, has done would definitely get on YouTube and just brag about it. Of course they would. Of course. Forget about publishing a book that might make you, multi-million overnight. Screw that shit. Why on God's earth would you can't even spell the word receipts anyway? Calls it recipes. But again, most of these guys get someone to write their books for them anyway. They just tell a story, They tell a story, and then somebody's a professional publisher writes the book out for them, right? Why would you waste your time doing something like that and potentially becoming a #1 publisher, over doing something, all these heroic stories that this man has done, people. This man has done for his whatever. And just get on YouTube panels and brag about it. Why? Well, take your pick. Come on now, people. Seriously? Why would you waste your time being in documentaries? Why would you waste your time writing books? Or having someone do for you. All right? In all fairness. His book would be in all caps, and it would have tons of run sentences, mispronunciation, overuse of... There'd be no punctuation at all. Screw that. And just a bunch of letters and words that just run together. Chapter 1 through chapter 19 is all the same chapter for a guy like him. But be it as it may, we got to give credit where credit's due here, guys. Guys, come on now. Rick Crude, there's no one that's ever going to match this guy. And the things that he's not... he's done. Made up. Said he's done and did. Done, went and did. And that. There's nothing else I can say about other than that. Okay? So, between him and Huckleberry, who ended the Cold War by signing up and never going in, we have Rick Crude. And nobody can top that. Thank God there was only ever one. God made that. God made that one and threw away the pattern. Says, never again, people. Never again. Anyway. Oops-a-daisy, my bad. But again, we all know how that's worked. Anybody that knows anything about the military knows. They know this already. They know that if you're going to be special forces anything, you're going to be in it before you even go to basic boot camp, basic training, I think Army. Before you even set foot in there. The hell night they call it, right? The first night you go in there, you get off that bus and all that. Shakedown night. You're already handpicked for Delta Force. That's how it works, people. That's how it works. You're already in Delta Force before you go in there. Okay? That's just the way it is. Well, according to him anyway. Even though it's full of shit. But my point being is that you have the rights to call yourself, well, in his view of it, former Marine Force Recon who was dishonorably discharged in boot camp for selling shit that he stole from the military on the black market. Yeah, abso-freaking-lutely yes. I'm sure if he was making claims to being a former Navy or being a Navy SEAL, you'd have guys like Don Shipley just rolling out the red carpet for this dude because of his shit that he said that he never actually did. But my point is, he said it on YouTube, so that's good enough. That's good enough for him and his whatever he's got, whatever is miswired up there in that head of his, to YouTube. Okay? Does this make sense to you guys? I have explained this to y'all how many times? And of course Black Rose is not going to ever correct any of that shit because she's hate bonding with him with Lady Di. Okay, Lady Di. Do you get this? That makes sense to you now? She's not going to call him out for any of that because she knows it's true. She puts her seal of approval, her rubber stamp, that Rick Crude has done all of this shit. Well, sort of not really, but doesn't matter. She ain't going to call him out for none of that shit because that's her buddy. That's her boy. That's her online digital boyfriend that she's got going for her right now. You can't help not but feel sorry for her. I'm sorry. I, for one, do. But my point is, no, Rick Crude has been on the space shuttle. They landed that sucker on Mars. He picked up a bunch of Mars candy bars and already came back to Earth. Okay? He's been around the moon I don't know how many times and back. Yes, he has. That was another top secret mission that he did as a Marine reconner. Okay? That's how that works. That's exactly how that works. The way he talks so professionally to 911 dispatchers all over the country, the FBI, Homeland Security investigations, multiple state agencies, the Arizona game wardens, he did that one too. The Illinois State Police, he called them up. I think, yeah, he's called them up. When he called Winnebago County sheriffs in Wisconsin, when he called the Winnebago town or village of in Illinois, until he finally landed on the right one, hallelujah. I'm going to declare a holiday over that one. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Department, which would be the correct one, and landed on the Rockford Police, the city of Rockford Police, and cycled through their phone menu a zillion times, talked to about 8 different dispatchers, including supervisors, and then wound up pushing the wrong button once and wound up on 911 emergency. That happened. That did happen. I did record that, by the way. And you can hear in the background, the 911 supervisor going, oh, is it that guy? Is that same guy that's been flood calling us again? Yeah, he just landed on 911. Oh, good. Well, let's go ahead and get rid of him. Let's musical phone tag him over somewhere else. There's got to be a phone somewhere around here that nobody's going to answer here. Send him over there. And that's exactly what they did to him. No, he ended up talking to somebody at the front desk of the Rockford Police Department. But I do remember this. I distinctly remember this. When he dialed, he got so frustrated on the phone with the sheriffs and the city PD, and he was making a complete idiot, as he always does himself in his own stream, that he pushed the wrong button, and then he pushed the button that takes you to police and fire 911 emergency, and that's who answered that. That was the next dispatcher he wound up talking to, and they're like, 911, what is your emergency? What is the location of your emergency? Oh no, this is no emergency. This is Rick Crude. I want to talk to you about the Plainfield tornado in 1990 and the Rockford University Police and Public Safety Department, which I say never existed, by the way. And also the Winnebago County Sheriff's hazmat team, and that didn't ever exist either because I said so. And you're going to give me answers, damn it. You're going to give them now. Sir, you are on an emergency line. I don't care. Well, then send me to the right person. That's how that phone call went down. And that's when you can hear the supervisors in the background. That wasn't really that long ago that he did. That was about 2 years ago. I'd give or take 2 years ago, somewhere in there. It's probably been a good 2 years. Still, funnier than shit. But he ended up calling the postal inspectors. And I have no idea how. That was on that King 9, Dave, when he was trying to use him as fish bait. Trying to use him to go, like, trolling on his behalf. And so he ended up getting on the telephone with the U.S. Postal Inspector's emergency line. That's exactly what he did. And I had no idea, of course, I'm sure, let alone any of you other guys, that the U.S. Postal Inspectors even have an emergency line that you can call. But somehow, don't ask me how, he got the number and he calls it. And it's their version of 911. I'm talking about the phone. And he cussed out that person too. Yes, he did. God is my witness, that is exactly what he did. And it was freaking hilarious. It was funnier than shit. Don't swear on my channel. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Hit me with lightning not once, but twice. Hit me twice. Listen, I was supposed to get here a long time ago, and I'm still here talking because this shit is so funny. You cannot help but not laugh at it. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. I don't care. Oh, I'll leave it up. You can go back and watch the replay. So he called one more for you. This is a good one. And I called these people right back, by the way. That's what used to drive him nuts. When he would call all these different agencies all over the country, I would always call them right back after he did. Every time. I never did call the postal inspectors. I'm not messing with those people. I'm not dialing up their emergency line like he did. Hell no, I'm not. Screw that shit. But I did when he called the Arizona Fish and Game Wardens. The wardens of they're the state fish and game law enforcement is what they are. And he called them on Lady Di. He called them on her because he said that she was shooting woodpeckers with a pellet rifle or gun or some shit like that in her backyard. She had this little toy gun. They had these little plastic like pellet balls, and it was a toy gun. And I remember her shooting it off on her live stream and then talking about, obviously it was a troll being done back at him. But I remember all of this, and I remember him calling them and bitching her out. And of course, he's got to name drop me in there too. So it's game on, man. It's game on. When you call them on me, that you've given me all I need, all the ammo I need to call them right back and tell them all about you. I'll tell them exactly what I did. I won't tell them what people I'm related to did, but I will tell them, I'm going to talk to them about you. Yes, and that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. And so, a long story short, I talked to them all about him, and they were really interested in this. And I talked to them for, oh shit, it was over half an hour on the phone. I think it was over 30 minutes. I know that. And I was talking to an Arizona fishing game, like a detective, an investigator, detective person. I gave him the whole lowdown on him. I told him he's been making these phone calls all over the country. And he landed on you guys next. And I'm not sure where he's going to wind up after this, but I'm for sure somewhere in your state. So I told him you might want to give every other law enforcement agency in your entire state a heads up that there's this psycho, grungy looking mofo down in Houston, Texas. And he's making all these phone calls, and in that on us, and I gave him the whole lowdown. I did, and so they were like, "Okay, well, thanks for the heads up. We thank you for it." What could they say? What could they say? It's just one of those things, and but. Nevertheless, I could you see like an APB, a bolo being put out on this, at least some kind of internal memo or something on this. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, he's called this state agency, he's called that county sheriff, he's called that police department, he's called that federal agency, this one, that one, the other one. He's called like a governor's office, all kinds of different things, all kinds of things. And they were like kind of flabbergasted, like, well, then why on earth why would you suppose he called us? And that was one of the questions that they asked me. And I just said, look, your number came up, you were next in line, and that's just how it came to be. So I understand that he's been making phone calls again. I've been busy working. If you guys catch him, I know some of you out there have been recording him. I think John Henzo has, if I'm not mistaken. And it makes for some cheap, fun, free value entertainment because Rick is cheap. So it's a cheap kind of guy. But it's hilarious. And I had told him, I said, well, why don't we relive the old days? Hey, Nigel, I saw your videos. Shout out. But why don't we relive like the old days? And have you call all of these agencies all over again. Let's relive the past. Let's do this. We're going to do this. We got to go all the way, baby. All the way. And if Rick needs the list of all these agencies that he's called, I would be happy, more than happy, to re-provide them. If he wants them, I'll put them all at my community tab. What the hell? And he can start going down the list and calling every single one of them all over again. We can repeat this vicious cycle and do this thing all over again. And history repeats itself, doesn't it? Don't it? It does. Yes, it absolutely does. Yes, it does. Anyway. Well, people, it's been fun. It's been real. But I got to get out of here. I was supposed to get here like an hour ago. I'm still here. Because of you guys. You guys, remember, only the bravest of e-thug keyboard warriors, means same thing, call all these different law enforcement agencies on people on the internet. And then brag about blocking them because they can't take it back. Of course, you guys know how this works. You know the drill. You know it. I know it. We know it. So, anyways, that being said, I must leave you be now, and we must part ways because parting is such sweet sorrow. So, you guys have yourself a wonderful Monday, a terrific day, and we shall ride again. I can't wait for this. We will do this. We will relive the moment in time. because it was just the thing to freaking do. Anyways, enjoy the smog. Shout out to the Canada wildfires. And we'll talk to you guys later. All right, people, that's it for me. This is one and done. I am out. Remember, the small streamer always hedges their bets. All things being equal, of course. Of course. Would you have it any other possible way? I would not. Enjoy your day. And we shall ride through the thick fog of the Canada wildfires once again. Remember, we did this last year, and we got to do, I swear to God, the smog, if it's not as bad as last year, it's literally got to be worse. I do think that. Yes, I do. All right. Shout out to the 3 terabyte hard drive. Woo! That be me. Okay, everybody. I have everybody's DNA strands on here. What's her name? Wiccan Moon. The one that hangs around Evil Terry and all them. She got deeply concerned because she said, or no, she bought into that I had her entire family tree, her DNA strand, and so much more in my 3 terabyte hard drive. This is no fooling. She actually believed that. I'm not the one that even said the start of that. So she flipped along and was screaming bloody murder about me over that. Could you believe that? Would you honestly believe that somebody out there could obtain your DNA strand? I mean, really? I guess if you were eager enough to time in somebody's DNA strand or family tree, I guess, if you cared enough. But it's even if you're going to try to pry into somebody, it's going to be even harder to pry into somebody that's over in Europe somewhere. Anyway, they don't have FOIA, Freedom of Access records anyway. Six banger. Where's your hall pass? I'm driving to my undisclosed location at this time. I can't reveal it. In fact, because I just said that, this entire broadcast, quiet, you numbskulls, I'm broadcasting, will self-destruct in 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 1 3/4, 1 7/8.